Hey guys, Reaperchecks here, and today I'm going to bring you a Salty Road Guide for Mr. Pandawow 5.4.8. So in this video, I will be talking a little bit about getting to know Salty, races, hounds and glyphs, refudging slash step priority slash gearing, gemming slash enchants, explainability slash rotation, tips and tricks, arena comps, add-ons, and macros. So the positive of Surrogue is that you have powerful bursts with Shadow Dance every minute, daily swaps, amazing peels, and you have a ton of defensive cooldowns. However, the negatives will be that your cooldowns are pretty squishy, like Vanish can be countered with Flare from a Hunter or Fairy Fire from a Druid. To do damage as a rogue, you rely too much on re-stealthing, and it's pretty easy to shut down a rogue. So what is the best race for rogue? As a rogue, you have the option to choose between almost every race in the game. You have two very strong races as Horde. You have Orc and Undead. As Alliance, you have two as well, and that is Human and Night Elf. Orc has an ability that reduces stun duration by 20% and increases your attack power. Undead has an ability that's called Will of the Forsaken and a passive ability that's called Touch of the Grave. This ability has a chance to drain up to 30k HP from the target if it crits. Will of the Forsaken removes all Charm, Sleep, and Fear effects. This ability has a 2-minute cooldown and shares ICD with your PvP trinkets. Human has an ability called Every Man for Himself, and this is pretty much like a no PvP trinket. So if you combine this with Shadow Dance, you can do a lot of damage. Night Elf has an ability called Shadow Melt, and this ability makes you go stealth and drops combat. So this is the talent tree you will be running with. Level 15, you take Subrefuge. Level 30, you take Comet Furnace if you are a kill target, or you can do hard stop from you. If you fight a caster cleave like God Comp, MLS, LSD, LSD2, you're gonna be running with Nerve Strike. Level 45, you take Illusioness, just because you have so much uptime on it. 30 damage reduction for 5 seconds, and you can always have it up. It's really strong. So you're always gonna be running with that. Level 60 talents. You can use Shadow Step or Burst of Speed. You can swap between them. In 3s, I normally always go for Shadow Step because just doing a hard swap with Shadow Step can just bam end the game right there. And in 2s, I normally run with Burst of Speed because in 2s is pretty much, you know, the basics. You kill one guy and CC that one. In 3s it's a lot different. You have to do way more stuff than that. So that's about it. Shadow Step is great for you, I don't know, swaps and eating traps with the hunters. While Burst of Speed makes you a very hard kill target, and it's really easy to go for stealth. So I don't know. You can choose actually. They're both really good in their own ways. So 75 talents. You can actually swap pair as well between Prayer and Weak and Pearly Poison. It's actually a personal preference, but in 3s I always run a Prayer and Weak, and in 2s I run a Pearly Poison. Then it's personal preference. With Pearly Poison you have a root, which is pretty nice, but it really depends what comp you're playing. If you're playing with a mage, it deals, you know, as if you play with a hunter, you can, you know, DR your trap roots. So it can be really bad, and it's easy to dispel as well. But in 2s, it's fine to just run with Pearly Poison because you already have enough damage. I mainly play double DPS, so it's good enough. In 3s, Prayer and Weak is 10% extra damage when you have someone stunned, is amazing. But again, personal preference, you can choose. And 90 talents will be Mark for Death, always. Always Mark for Death. It's so good. Just having that extra eviscerate off, that huge crit. Trust me, you're gonna love it. Some of the glyphs you'll be using will be Glyph of Blind. This is mandatory, you need this, it's too important to go up. Glyph of Cheap Shots, and Glyph of Hammering Veins. You can swap Glyph of Cheap Shot with Glyph of Garrote if you fight casters, but if you fight, like, let's say RMD, I know I talk a lot about RMD, Rogue Mage, but it's just such a powerful comp. I normally swap out Glyph of Cheap Shot or Garrote with Glyph of Feint, which increases the duration of my Feint for 2 seconds. So I have it for 7 seconds then. It's pretty huge against Rogue Mage. Now I'm going to be showing you how to do Fortune Carry. Your headpiece, you go from expertise to crits. Neck, you go from haste to crit. Shoulder piece, you go from haste to mastery. Cloak, you go from hit to crit. You don't touch your chest piece because you're already upgraded to mastery. Your wrist, you go from haste to crit. Gloves goes from hit to mastery. Your belt, you just leave it there because you already upgraded to mastery. Your leg piece, you go from haste to mastery. Your boots, again, you leave it out because you already upgraded to mastery. And your quilt ring, you go from haste to mastery. Accuracy ring, you go from hit to crit. If you're Horde, you're always going to be running with Medallion of Cruelty, so you're going to be forced from crit to mastery there. Weapons, you leave them out because you already have crit and mastery. 2 best stats. Your gems should mostly consist of agility, mastery, and PP power. So let's go over them. I'll start off with the headpiece. You have 160 agility, and your metal blanket will be a 260 agility and 3 points of critical strike damage. Your shoulder piece will be having 8 agility and 160 mastery. Your chest piece, you're gonna stack straight agility because you don't want PP power. Your gloves, you're gonna have 8 agility and P power. Here you have 8 agility and 80 PP power again to get the socket bonus where it's agility. And you have a belt socket, which will grant you another socket. Then you just put 160 agility right there. Your leg piece, you're gonna stack straight agility because it's PP power as that bonus, socket bonus, I'm sorry. And your boots, same agility. Your enchants should be pretty straightforward. Again, try to get as much agility as possible. So your shoulder piece, 200 agility and 100 critical strike. I have tailoring, so I have the tailoring enchant which has a chance to proc me a 4k attack power. But if you don't have tailoring, you go for a critical strike one. 80 plus all stats on chest piece. You go for 180 agility on wrist. You have 170 mastery enchants on gloves. And if you have engineering, which you should always have if you're a horde at least, you have the engineering gloves, which when you use them, you get around 2k agility for 10 seconds and it's a 1 minute cooldown. It's pretty strong. Leg piece, again pretty straightforward, 285 agility and 165 critical strike. Your boots, you will be having 160 agility and minor speed increase. You just take it for the agility, it's pretty good. Your weapon enchants will be Bloody Dancing Seal in your main hand. In your offhand, you take 600 PP power and disarm duration reduction in your offhand. If you fight casters though, you can swap out disarm duration reduction with something else, because disarm duration reduction is pretty useless against casters who don't have any disarm. Okay, so now I'm gonna talk a little bit about our abilities, when to use them and what they're good for. So I want to be talking a little bit about Sanguinary Vein. This is when a person is affected by a growth or rupture bleed, we do 35% extra damage. But since we have Glyph of Hammering Veins, this also counts as a bleed towards Sanguinary Vein. So as long as they're affected by our Hemorrhaging Vein bleed effect, we do 35 extra damage. And not only that, but your main ability is Hemorrhage. This is the ability you use to pretty much get common points to get up Slice and Dice, Rupture, Kidney, Recuperate, and etc, etc. And when we're done with that, we have Rupture, and Rupture is your red dot effect. Use Rupture pretty much in most of your openers. And you can also use it when you don't have anything else to spend your common points on. So let's say you already have Slice and Dice up, and Kidney is on cooldown. You can use Rupture. That is actually the perfect time to use it. When you're done with that, we have Slice and Dice, and this is your ability. Increase your attack speed, and your mastery actually will increase the attack speed. The more mastery you have, the more attack speed you get from it. And the good part is that you get energy from Slice and Dice. You get 8 energy every time, every 3 seconds. So you always have to keep Slice and Dice up, otherwise you're gonna energy stuff, and that's pretty bad. If you don't have any energy, you're not gonna be able to do any damage. It's that simple. Eviscerate, straightforward. Use the common points to do damage. Kidney Shot is your best friend in any situation. Use it wisely. If you waste Kidney Shot, you can lose the game, and that's not even a joke. Now we on to our best ability, at least in my opinion. Shadow Dance is your strongest offensive ability, and defensively. You need a reason to use it. Don't just pop Shadow Dance whenever you want to. You need to line it up with your partner. If you have a lot of damage and your partner doesn't, then it's almost pointless to use it because you won't be able to score a kill. Use Shadow Dance with your partner. Together, you're going to be doing massive amount of damage. Now, I'm going to be talking a little bit about our openers. You open with this if people can't use defensive cooldowns in a stun. So, Premeditation into Slice and Dice, Cheap Shot, Rupture, Dance plus Trinket if you're human, Ambush, Kidney Shot. If you don't already have 3 common points, use another Ambush to dent Kidney, because you need 3 common points to be able to get a half Kidney, otherwise it will be 2 seconds and that would be pretty useless. Then into Mark for Death, then it is really again. And after that you pretty much just spam Ambush. So, and if you run with Paralytic Poison, you're gonna use Paralytic Poison plus Wound Poison. If you run with Prey on the Weak, using Mind Numbing Poison and Wound Poison. This is the opener you want to be using if people can use defensive cooldowns in your stun. Premeditation into Slice and Dice, into Garrote, then Cheap Shot, into Backstab, pop your Shadow Dance plus Trinket / Engineering Gloves if you hoard, into one Ambush, Kidney Shot, Marked for Death, Eviscerate, then just spam Ambush. Here are some easy tips and tricks. They're pretty straightforward, but they're really useful. So keep track of your cooldowns all the time. It is important for all classes, but as a rogue you rely on hard swaps. So if you don't have Blades or Shadow Dance ready, it means you won't do any damage. You need to pop your cooldowns together. So if you play with a mage and you pop Dams and he doesn't have Orb, you will get the target low, but you won't be able to kill him because you don't have enough damage. And another tip is when you see a mage use Ice Block on low health, you can use Smoke Bomb, so you won't receive any heals. And that means the Druid is vulnerable to CC or any healer. So he'll most likely panic, means you can get a disc buff from a healer, into a Resolve, into Sap on a healer, and finish the mage off. The most important tip I can give you guys is communication and synergy with your partner. If you're a rank 1 player playing with a really good hunter or warrior, it doesn't matter at all. You need communication and good synergy. It takes time to build, so I guess you just have to work on that. That's pretty important. I normally never play or do arenas with people who doesn't use Skype or TeamSpeak. It's just simply stupid. First of all, you can overlap your CC. Secondly, you don't know when or who to swap on. And thirdly, positioning will just be terrible, but you don't have communication. So normally I never do arenas without a microphone. And this is pretty simple. When you see a mage or a shaman, you open with growth into a cheap shot. That means the shaman can pop shamanistic rage and the mage can use blink. In most cases, you see a mage trinket opener to blink. At that point, you should be running with shadow step. You can just get right on him right after he blinks. So that's a really good tip as well. Right now, I'm going to be talking a little bit about what is the best comp for Rogue in 2s and 3s. So I will start off with WPS, Rogue Mage, classic one, always existed, really strong. If you can master it, it's super deadly. You have so many reset potentials, so much CC, and you can actually survive for quite some time if you play correctly. But again, it's a bit squishy if you don't play correctly. Rogue Hunter, you play either Marksman or Survival. It works, it's not bad, but it requires a lot of skill. It's really hard because you have some comps that destroys this comp. After that you have Rogue Priest, you can play with a healer, Holy, or Shadow Priest. Holy, Rogue Holy Priest. It's far from top tier, it's really hard to play. You have so many better comps out there that can use destroy this comp. And you can play with a Shadow as well, but then it's really squishy. And you won't be able to reach high with Rogue Shadow Priest. I wouldn't recommend it, but it's great fun. It's a lot of fun. But the best comp would be Rogue Mage or Rogue Boomy. Rogue Boomy has a lot of potential. You have a lot of self-healing, a lot of peels, a lot of CC. You actually have everything. You have a lot of damage as well. You have everything. So the best 2s comp for a Rogue WPS would be Rogue Mage or Rogue Boomy. I like them both. I prefer Rogue Mage, but sadly don't have any good mages on Pandawow, so it's very hard to find one or to play that comp. Then you have Rogue Boomy, a lot of fun. I have a Boomy and he's great. The best healing comp for Rogue is by far a Holy Priest, but the comp itself isn't that strong. In 3s, you have RLS, Rogue, Affliction Lock, Resto Shaman. It's great, well it works, it's not bad, but it requires a brain. You can't just run without everyone and randomly fear. You need to have follow-up CC, and if you randomly fear someone and then dot it, the Rogue can't go in for a sap, and you really need sap in RLS. It's kinda, without it it's kinda bad. You won't be able to score kill targets. Then you have RMD/MP, Rogue Mage Druid, or Rogue Mage Priest. I love them both, but you don't have any priests on the server, so it's hard to play it. Same with RMD because you don't have any mage, but it's one of the strongest comps on here. It's so strong. Then after RMD and RP, you have Flagleaf, Hunter, Rogue, Healer. You play with Resto Shaman or a Priest in mob. It's really strong. Actually, fun fact, the highest Rogue team was Flagleaf actually. So if you play correctly, you can reach really high. It's really strong if you play correctly. But again, you need a brain. RPS, Shadow Priest, Rogue, Shadow Priest, Resto Shaman. This is not really strong, but it's a lot of fun. I love playing with Shadow Priest. It can work if you play correctly. So that's RPS. Then you have Dance with the Stars, which is Rogue Boomy Healer. You play it with a Holy Priest or a Resto Shaman. A lot of fun, really strong, a lot of potential. So after my how should I say this? My favorite comps, or what I think is best, is R&D, then Fugleaf, then Density Stars, then RLS, then RPS. So that's comps.